Hi, Jeff Schwezo here. If we're going to talk about projectifying your strategy, then we need to have a common language, a shared context for the conversation. One of the most common things I see when I work with teams that are trying to create strategic change is a confusion around what strategy actually is. I'm going to give you my perspective on what it is, or what it should be, if you're going to shape the sort of business that you aspire to be. Our modern view of business strategy is an adaptation of a 2,000-year-old military tradition. In the military perspective on strategy, they base it on the knowledge that the environment you're campaigning in is highly uncertain and constantly changing. And if you're going to be successful in that environment, then your thinking about the future needs to be fluid and constantly adapted as conditions and events unfold. Unfortunately, as this idea of strategy has made its way into our business practices, business strategy has moved a long way from its military roots. The need to create the illusion of certainty in a highly uncertain environment, the propensity to create strategic performance goals based on current or more likely historical performance, and the ever-growing focus on the urgent and important means that strategy making has become a manifesto for doing what you've always done. And as a result, most business strategies don't have a meaningful future focus. They aren't particularly adaptive to changing business conditions and trends. They're far too static. They're not imbued with action and activity that'll drive them forward and create momentum for your business. And they're not particularly engaging for your people. So when you return from that carefully curated strategic retreat, the very people that you're going to need to create a strategic advance in order to turn your mission, your vision, your strategic plans into reality are saying, so what? There's not enough here for us to sink our teeth into. And we're far too busy being busy to take pithy statements and half-baked plans and turn them into what we do every day. So where is the confusion? What are we doing in place of effective strategy making? Well, to answer those questions, we need to talk about what strategy isn't. It isn't a big picture helicopter view of your current business. That's just high-level operations management. It isn't a set of future-based projections mapping out where you're going based on where you've been, because predicting the future is very, very different than looking to create the activity that will allow you to adapt to what the future might hold. It isn't a financial plan that lays out acceptable business performance results and the amount of investment you're willing to make to get those results, because that ignores the uncertainty around where your customers and the market are willing to make their investment of time, attention, and money. Now, I'm not saying these things aren't useful, they are. They're just not effective strategy making. So hopefully by now, you're asking, well, if that's what it isn't, then what is it? Well, at its core, strategy is the thinking and action that allows you to create the most advantageous future conditions in which to conduct your business's operational activities, your tactics. It's the action that allows you to adapt as the conditions change. It's the thinking that synthesizes those actions and creates the next evolution of your strategic direction. By its nature, strategy should be aspirational. How do you aspire to be seen by your clients? What sort of workplace, and as a result work culture, do you aspire to shape? What do you aspire to make, to create, that will have customers seeking you out and that will keep them coming back because you're making their lives better? Military strategy is a useful analogy, but it's an imperfect metaphor for today's businesses. We should be using strategy to set direction and establish priorities for our tactical activities, tactics that serve our overarching purpose. We should be using the results of tactical actions combined with our intelligence on the marketplace to create the next evolution of our strategy. But that's where the metaphor starts to break down. Because it's no longer about defeating the competition that you know. It's no longer about the enemy that does the same things that you do. Today's competition is change. So a much more useful metaphor for strategy is that it's a dance. It's an ongoing dance where change and uncertainty is the music. It's a dance that your entire organization needs to be a part of, because you want to create a consistent rhythm, a fluidity of movement that allows you as an organization to move in time with that change and uncertainty. So you no longer see the fear and risk in that dance. What you see is the beauty, the opportunity to make a difference. A difference for your business, a difference for your people, and a difference for the customers that you hope to serve. So get out there and dance. Dance like nobody's watching.